First question, are we worshipping God in the right way, or how we are worshipping God? I think there is an important lesson we can learn from the account which is recorded in Genesis chapter 4. We all know that Cain and Abel were brothers. Both worship the same God and both bring an offering to the God. But God accepted Abel's offering and rejected Cain's. Why? I believe the reason lies in how they worship God. Even though Cain wasn't coming to the wrong God, he was coming to the right God only, but in the wrong way. He thought that he can worship God based on his terms and conditions, not God's. That was wrong. As a worker of the ground, he thought that bringing any fruit as an offering to God would be acceptable. He was wrong. If you see Abel's life, Abel brought the firstborn of his flock. That is a really important thing we need to understand, because in the text, it doesn't say anywhere in the text that Cain bought the first fruit of the ground. So this detail is very important, because this shows, or this speaks to the heart of the believer. This story shows how important, or the importance of how we need to approach God. So like Cain, many of us think that we can worship or approach God based on our terms and conditions, or whatever we like, we can approach God. That's wrong. God needs to be worshipped on his terms, not ours. So a major question arises here is, then how we need to worship God? The Holy Bible clearly says answer for that in Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. I will read it. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So let's ask ourselves, are we worshiping God in our terms or his terms? Are we worshiping God in the right way? So moving on to my second question. I have lots of text. So, thank you. So, are we able to endure sound teaching? So, are we able to endure sound teaching? That's my second question. So, writing to Timothy, Apostle Paul says that, for the time is coming when people will not endure sound teaching, but having itching ears, and they will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own passions, and they will turn away from listening the truth and wander off into myths. That's 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 3. The important word which I found quite fascinating in this verse is the word endure, E-N-D-U-R-E, when translated to Malayalam, which means sahikuga. So normally we don't usually endure things we like. We endure things we dislike. We endure things that it's quite hard or difficult to manage, because we endure pain, but we don't endure pleasure. So this is one of the reasons, but I think that the modern Christian world is flocking to progressive pastors and prosperity preachers, because they are able to lead people from the truth by giving them the teaching that they don't want to endure. They are giving them the teaching which they wish to hear. So there will be a temptation for us to accept the teachings we like and reject the teachings we don't like. Apostle Paul knows that very well. That's why long time ago, while writing his last ever letter he wrote, he told to Timothy, his favorite disciple, to endure sound teaching. So my question to all of the Hebron youth and the elders present here is, are we worshipping God in our term or his term? Are we able to endure sound teaching from pastors like servants of God like our pastor uncle? If not, then there is a really important problem, and that problem needs to be addressed, not by others, by ourselves. So let's change ourselves by surrendering and humbling our life to Lord Jesus Christ. May God bless you. Thank you.